Hey there everyone, ODM here coming at you with a green Shivamon deck profile. So, a new player at my locals played this deck for a 2-deck tournament because he didn't have a second deck. And decided to borrow my green Shivamon deck. He was like, sure, I don't know green. And he ended up getting 4th with it. So I was like, alright, dope man. Haven't even play tested this yet and he got 4th with green Shivamon. I was like, alright, cool. I'm actually very impressed. So let's go over the deck build. I haven't actually played with this myself, but he played with it a bunch, and he told me it was a really good deck. I sent him the deck list, and he wanted to build it, and I was like, yeah, dude, happy for you. So I thought I'd share with the channel, might as well, since it appealed to one person, so I'm like, all it takes is one. So, 5 babies, because it's green. So, 4 Argomon for 1.5, and the new BBmon from BT8. So, Argomon's inheritable is when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your unsuspended phase, gain 1 memory. So this deck's all about suspending and unsuspending, basically. Like tapping your opponents and making sure you're tapped as well. And then when you unsuspend, you gain a memory. So it's really good. Then one of the BBmon is when attacking when one of your Digimon is suspended, this Digimon gains 1000 power. Really good, really good. Like, you're all about just trying to suspend and unsuspend, making sure your opponent can't use options, and you're just trashing whenever you unsuspend with Shivamon. That's basically the gist of the deck. It's very simple. 4 of the new Postmon from BT8. So, his inheritable is this Digimon gets 1000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon. So he just makes your Digimon stronger for each one you have tapped out. I look at this build and I'm like, I wish Argomon level 5 and at least Argomon level 5 was like not hit, but there's a reason why he has to stay hit. Floodgate Terriermon, moment in time your opponent can't gain memory except with tamer effects. Really good against blue. Make sure you stop that, like hammer sparks and all that. Ice wall. The Ice Wall security anyway, it stops a couple other decks too. Who gain memory like the Patamon with Rapidmon, stops that. Okay, Palemon. When attacking inheritable, if you attack an opponent's Digimon, this gets 2000 power. That's really good just to get an extra DP. And I'm pretty sure it just says for the turn. Also, that's still a good card. I enjoy it. That 2000 DP is very underrated. Green's very underrated, so very shocked I'm covering it. 2 Tentomon. The Tentomon's legit. On play, reveal the top card of the deck. If it's a green Digimon, add to your hand. If it's not, send it to the bottom. So that's good to get your pieces because it's really like guaranteed unless you hit an option or a Mimi. That's the rookie count. Let's count here. Let's see. 4, 8, 12, and then Tentomon 2, 14. Alright. 14 rookies. Level 3s. We're moving on to level 4s. 4 of the BTA Xermon. So this is Postmon's alternate line for those who are curious. Like Shivamon is Postmon's alternate Digivolution line. Because he can digivolve into a standard like what's it called? The other line, the yellow line, Bulkmon and all of them, Kazazuchimon. But Shivamon's his other line. When digivolving to Xermon, you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend. So you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then inheritable, this Digimon gets 1000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon, and it's all turns. Oh, is Postmon all turns? Even better, the Postmon green is all turns. So when you tap your Digimon, they'll be kind of strong. So it'll be kind of hard for your opponent to run over them unless they're running like red or something, or using heroes to like knock them over. You're making your opponent work for it, basically. So that's good just to get the thing going. I run 4 of the Cogmamon, the green purple. His inheritable is Retaliation. So like that's also good because if you're tapping your stuff and you got a Kogumon there, you're gonna have to sacrifice a Mon to like get rid of that Digimon because they're tapped and your opponent's gonna be like, ooh, I'm gonna swing on them. Like, oh, that's Retaliation. You sure? And they're gonna be like, maybe. So it just makes them think twice because they'll lose a Mon if they try to run over it. What's his name? Namakimon. Level 4, Namakemon. That's how you say it. I think I was reading it wrong. I was trying to read it like Namek, like Dragon Ball, like Namakemon. It's Namakemon. Main, you may suspend this Digimon to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 green Digimon among them, and then place the rest at the bottom. So he actually self-suspends, which is really dope. So that's all the level 4s. So you can search for pieces and have another Digimon tapped. So 4, 8, 11. So 11 level 4s. Let's move on to level 5s here. We got 4 that Climbon. Climbon's dope. When Digivolving, if this Digimon is suspended, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP to the owner's hand. Well, that's really good because of the alternates thing. If you do the inheritables, let's see, each tap, you can potentially return like a 10, 11k. Yeah, it's really good. And then the inheritable, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your unsuspended phase, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, so you can keep tapping stuff. So when you, this deck is actually very underrated. I might actually have to try this deck like myself because he got 4th with it. That's why I'm sharing it. I'm like, I haven't actually playtested with it. He playtested it for me, and he said it's really good. And I'm already seeing why it can be really good. It won't be competitive, but I can see it being like amazing. 4 Blossomon, Digisorption. Tap one of your Digimon, Digivolve for free. Tap itself, Digivolve for free, basically. Really good. Blossomon is a very good card in green. One of the best cards, to be honest. This would be Argomon if it wasn't restricted. Argomon. This would be a solid 4 Argomon. Maybe 1 Blossomon if this was not unrestricted. If this word was not at 1. Digisorption, and then the inheritable when attacking, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon from your hand suspended. So like that's actually really good with what Shivamon's trying to do. But Bandai's all like, green needs to get hit because they went tier 0 one time and they can never go there again. They can barely get to tier 3. For Shivamon, the ace of the deck. So opponent's turn. While all your Digimon are suspended, your opponent can't use option cards. So that's the goal. So they can't use their options. So they can't use like Eden's Javelin. They can't use Waveren's Breath. They can't use their Gaia Forces as long as everyone's tapped. You can still use that delay though. You can still use delay on memory boosters if it's already out because it doesn't count as using options. This really F's up purple too, I think. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your unsuspend phase, trash top card of your opponent's security. So that's really good just because it's just like, oh well, whoop. Trash it. So that's the gimmick, and it's a really good gimmick to be honest. Like the concept of it. 3 Nidhogg's because Nidhogg's amazing. I'm running one in my Imperial Dramon build. Hopefully it does well for regionals by the time this films. If not, oh well. I guess that's just what happens. But Nidhogg is amazing. Digiburst 4 when Digivolving. Suspend all your opponent's Digimon 5,000 or less. Then place all your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of their owner's deck in any order. It's a really good card. This card is still underrated. It's very good. Like Nidhogg is one of the best green cards that came out. I think the only tamer I run is Mimi. Yeah, the only tamer I run is Mimi. So Mimi's busted. We already know what she does. Memory setter at this point. For those who don't know, if you have a level 5 or higher Digimon out, level 5 or higher green Digimon out, you can tap her and then hatch an egg or move a level 3 or higher from the breeding area to the battle area. So she is busted. Busted as fuck. Oops. That's a flower cannon. We'll get to flower cannon in a sec. But Samadhi Sati. There's pronunciations. I don't know how to say that. Suspend. That's what it's called. You may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Your opponent's cards suspended with this effect can't unsuspend to the end of their next turn. So I could see this card really effing up people. I'll just use like and it's yellow. I'll just use this against Cody. I'd be like, F your Cody, suspend that shit, suspend it. Cody would be a Cody hero. Any yellow tamer hybrid basically just to stop them from swinging at you maybe. I don't know. I can see that card being good. I'm pretty sure it was good. It's a 1 cost. Very good. 2 flower cannon. So suspend one of your opponent's Digimon for 2 costs. It's from the starter deck / it's from BT1 but it's reprinted. And then suspend all your opponent's Digimon Vault Blocker when you hit in security. It's a very underrated card. I think this card is actually really good for the format. Like I'm thinking about running an Imperial Dramon. Like this card is actually fire. Like flower cannon is like nobody will see that flower cannon coming. I'm just gonna like pew, flower cannon. Last card, one of because it's restricted. Hidden potential discovered. You can suspend one of your Digimon, and then the next time one of your green Digimon Digivolves, you can reduce the cost by 5. It's amazing. This card is so good. Like I get why both are restricted still, because if they were unrestricted, this deck would be so much better. Green would be like broken again, tier 0 once again. That's why they can't have this at 4, and they can't have Argomon at 4. If green wasn't ready, like bottom, like it's basically in the grave. This card will probably be banned, but they just put out one probably, so green will be somewhat relevant. So, like, it's still around. But yeah, that's the green Shivamon build. It got 4th place out of 29 players. I'm very proud of this build. I'm really proud of the player, Thick Smoke, for playing it. Thanks for testing it out for me. I'm glad you had a good time, man. And I hope you build it yourself. Show me what you did differently. Like, I'm kind of invested in Shivamon. I don't care what Hung Zero says, man. I'm gonna build it. I don't care. But yeah, thanks again, everyone, for watching my deck profile. Green. It's been a while since I got a green deck out, so yeah. I don't even think I got a green deck profile last format. Oh, I did. Those hybrids. Those hybrid gotcha. Yeah. But this is a legit deck. I'm very excited to try it out myself. Green will rise again in BT9 someday. I mean, the Terriermon deck looks fun for Henry and EX2, but Terriermon moment time. But Shivamon's dope. I wouldn't underestimate it. But anyways, I'll catch you all later.